very blessed to be able to work on many levels with spirit, and as well for everybody else's greater good. And it was channeled to me that there needed to be more of eco-villages in Spain. And
actually, I'm just going to ask you to hold that a second, because we do have a caller. Good evening, caller.
Good evening. Good evening. It's fascinating what your guest has been saying this evening. I remember seeing in the 70s a TV program about, I think it was called either the Anderson tapes or the Anderton tapes, which dealt with regression hypnotists that took people through past lives. I think the one thing which was fascinating about that is that the reason he made the tapes was primarily that the person, obviously, when they're withdrawn from the regression, withdrawn from the hypnosis, that they have no memory of the things that they've seen and experienced. Is that prevalent in your guest's work, or do people have a residual memory of what they've regressed to?
Okay, good question. Thank you, caller.
Okay, thank you. It certainly depends on the client's personal experience as to whether the memory is needed or not. Quite often, through the regression therapy, it's not so much the traumatic memory that's left with them, but the positive impact and the learning from that memory of the past life. All the past lives that I've gone through myself, and many of the clients and some of the students that I trained with as assistant trainer, none of the memories were embedded in a negative way, if that makes any sense to you.
If I can just throw my sixpenny worth in there as well, because this is crops up in yes. my healing work as well. And I actually don't... what I found is you don't need to bring people into deep hypnosis. I work in a slightly altered state, but a state where the person themselves is still completely self-aware, although it's a different sort of deeper awareness. So in fact, they hear everything that they say. They don't need to have it played back to them or relayed back. And for me, that's always been an important point, because I think there's an issue about empowerment there, and so it's that direct learning, that self-discovered learning, that to me, as opposed to a kind of a relayed learning, you know, a reflected back learning, that seems to be really crucial in terms of the depth of healing. Yeah,
what's important is that every session is personalised to exactly what the client needs and what healing they need. And like Richard said, I'm very similar. I don't really need to go into any deep hypnosis to get clients to access the memories that they need to heal. It can be in a very, very slight state, just using gentle colour therapy, and they are straight into that memory that needs healing.
We were just commenting during the break how, from a therapeutic point of view, that more and more and more simple and powerful tools seem to be just presenting themselves, that things that, you know, took years of training and very complicated techniques to access 10 years ago, we're now pretty much at our fingertips. I mean, the whole landscape is changing dramatically, isn't it?
Yeah, like I said at the beginning, I was aware 4 years ago that the veil of amnesia would be lifting in accessing past life, current life and life between life memories for people to heal. So yeah, as the awareness is lifting, more and more people are wanting to experience past life. And also what's important in this, it's not just the spiritual side. I'm just going to mention again the disability that I had and the chronic pain and the disabling symptoms. There's a gentleman who called Dr. Peter Mack, and his link is on the Regression Academy training website. And he is a medical doctor, and he actually uses regression therapy and past life regression in his medical practice. So there's another element here of how therapeutic past life, current life work, spiritual regression work and spirit releasement work is now, to get rid of an awful lot of illnesses.
As you said earlier, it's not really about proving anything. It's not proving that we've lived before or any of that. It's like just finding what works in terms of healing very, very real and often very debilitating issues. And it's definitely reassuring and encouraging to my ears to hear about Peter Mack, his name, was it?
Dr. Peter Mack, yes.
Dr. Peter Mack.
The medical doctor in Singapore.
Medical doctors are starting now, this whole generation of medical doctors who are approaching medicine from a much more open-minded, holistic
and also
point of view.
an awful lot of, it's interesting to note, an awful lot of psychotherapists and psychologists are also training in hypnotherapy and using regression therapy as well. So, yeah, I think there's many tools that we can all use to personalise it for what people need, and an alternative too.
This sort of quickening that you were talking about, and more and more people getting interested in this, in really knowing themselves and understanding themselves. Do you see that as being in some way to do with this bigger sort of shift that I'm always banging on about on this show, to do with the 2012, this global shift that we're all
the raise of consciousness, I would call it, and I'm aware that the techniques, spiritual awareness, spiritual empowerment, people wanting to know the answers that have always been within them, and perhaps through fear, through society that has stopped that in the past, that's now awakening. And what's happening with the people who are working from heart, working humbly with different therapy tools, we're searching and we're linking with so many other different souls, different people. I feel the consciousness daily. I feel the quickening daily, and I'm getting more and more clients who I'm even able to see through Skype, and do deep core healing through Skype, and mediumship work is on the increase as well. So yes, definitely.
Well, on that note, Samantha, I'm afraid we have to draw down the veil of amnesia for tonight anyway. Richard, but before we do, be sure, please read out your contact details. I'm sure a lot of people are going to want to be contacting you, so how can they do that?
Okay, you can contact me on Facebook. You can also, it's Samantha Donbavand, also on my Twitter account.
Perhaps you better spell that.
Okay.
There's the surname.
Okay,
it's an unusual one.
D for Delta, O, N for Norman, B for Bertie, A, V for Victor, A again, N for Norman, and D. Samantha Donbavand on Facebook and Twitter, and it's www.samanthadonbavand.com, live website tomorrow, and you can also get links on the www.regressionacademy.com, and that's for accredited training in hypnotherapy, past life regression and life between life training, and it's accredited with Earth.
Whew, well said.
All in one breath, thank you.
Got all that out in one go. Well, Samantha, it's been a great pleasure having you in here, and sometimes I feel it's a pity that our listeners can't actually sort of see into the studio and see, because it's definitely been a multi-dimensional, multi-sensory experience having this interview with you, because there's been so much going on through you as we've been talking, what comes across audibly is only a fraction of what's actually been happening here. It really has been an amazing experience, and I look forward to having you back and hearing how you're getting on.
Thank you,
just
Richard.
Before you go, we have somebody who wants to call in. Let's just bring them on. Good evening, caller.
Yes, good evening to you. I found it very interesting listening to the young lady, especially since obviously she was brutally attacked while she was working. And it's very interesting, but I assume there's no phone number that we can ring you on at all.
Oh, well, that's a really good practical question. Is there a phone number?
Yes, there is. My contact number is 662...
Oh, hang on. I've got a pen here, yeah.
662 497
497
599.
599. Whereabouts are you in Spain then?
I'm based in San Pedro.
San Pedro. Oh,
yes.
Fine. Well, thank you.
Whereabouts are you, caller?
Oh, I'm in Arroyo, in Benedina.
Oh, you're not too far away.
I'm not too far away.
Because we have listeners right the way up to the Costa Blanca sometimes. So.
Yes, indeed. Very interesting to know your story there, and I hope it goes well and that you help many more people in the coming and the near future.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you, caller.
Thank you.
God bless. Bye.
God bless. Bye.
Thank you, Samantha, and God bless to you too, and look forward to seeing you back here.
Richard, it's been a joy. Thank you.
Good night.
Thank you.
If you rent out a property or you are a managing agent, you'll know that some tenants abuse electricity. Now there's a revolutionary eco product, and it may be just what you're looking for. The Eco Key is based on the hotel room key system, but only cuts off non-essential electrical equipment when tenants leave the property, ensuring that the beers are nice and cold when they get back, but you are not paying for air conditioning or ceiling fans left running when the house is empty. Install an Eco Key system in your property and experience huge savings on your electricity bills. For more information, click on the banner at talkradioeurope.com or call 951 247 203 and instantly qualify for a €100 discount. Offer ends 31st of July.
Looking for insurance? Talk to Staysure, the over 50s experts, and get tailored cover for your home or holiday home. Staysure have competitive prices, transferable no claims bonus, and contents and building cover designed for people living abroad. Call 952 010 019, see staysure.com, or visit their San Pedro branch.
I knew you'd settle out here eventually, son. Viva España! What are you doing?
Just on that UK and Spain website, getting myself sorted.
UK and Spain website?
Dad, you've been here 10 years.
What's this website for?
What isn't it for? It's for just about everything. Help, support and advice on all aspects of living in Spain.
Like what?
Well, everything. Healthcare and pensions for a start.
Listen to you. I'm the one who should be worrying about healthcare and pensions.
Exactly.
The UK and Spain website. For everything you need to know about living in Spain, go to ukandspain.fco.gov.uk.
TalkRadioEurope.net. Your voice in Europe and around the world. Open Hearts and Minds with Richard Waterbourne.
Opealta ho, tavoisen lennille.